Bron's gonna kind of try to be politically correct with you a little bit more. MJ is just more direct, decisive, right at you. Like if you're not doing your job, like, hey, listen, he gonna let you know.
All right, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Hope you all are having a good day so far. So, video popped up on my feed here, and I'm pretty intrigued by this. It's called How Michael Jordan and LeBron James Differ as Teammates. And this is Brendan Haywood. And it's Brendan Haywood breaks the GOATs down. Sorry, having trouble reading today. The reason I thought this was going to be interesting is because I know Brendan Haywood, he played for Jordan when Jordan was a Wizard, and he also played for LeBron, I believe, in his it was in his first stint in Cleveland. So he got to kind of get a taste of both of these two. Ironically enough, he got like the tail end of Jordan and what I believe is the beginning of LeBron. So it's a pretty cool person to be able to break this down. I don't think there's too many other players that got to play with both. Off the top of my head, I can think of Ty Lue, and that's really all I can think of off the top of my head. So I thought this would be cool to hear his opinions on, how these two went about their business, basically. This is brought to you by the channel Fubo Sports. I'm going to link the original video down below for you. So if you want to check out that channel, go right ahead. Everybody else, let's get to this. Like the video if you don't mind. I'd appreciate it a bunch. And let's do it.
What was it like playing with Jordan on that Wizard squad?
It was crazy playing with Jordan because just to see the love, like the fans love this dude. Like just to see the love that he got, and then behind the scenes to see the work ethic. This dude was 40 years old out working everybody. At 40.
Yep.
Ain't had nothing to prove to nobody no more, but it was just like the work ethic was just incredible. And that's the biggest thing. Like Mike wasn't gonna give you no motivation speech. That ain't who he is. Mm-hmm. Mike ain't go, hey, young blood, if you do this, nah, watch me.
Watch me. Yeah.
and so he was just always working. It was nothing for MJ to be at the gym with Tim Grover doing this thing at 7 o'clock.
And when we were watching recently, I reacted to the Cigar Aficionado long interview that he did. And that's what Jordan said when he came back. He was like, he wanted to show the work ethic that's required in order to have the level of success that he had. And that's a big part of what he was doing in the Wizards, was showing them, like, instead of telling them what to do, like, here, this is how I did it. Watch.
In the morning. No, he didn't get in till about 3, 4 o'clock because he's playing cards all day. Even if we coming in off a trip, like we come in off a trip, and they make the young guys come in. Mm-hmm. They're like, young guys, y'all got to come in the next day. Practice at 11. I'm not our shoot around, whatever. Vets didn't have to be there. Mm-hmm. Got to be there at 11 o'clock. I think I'm early. I get there at 10. I'm like, hey man, I'm good. I'm gonna get it. Look. At 10, I hear a ball bouncing. I'm thinking, who in there already? Open the door.
No way. Even though the veterans weren't even supposed to be there, MJ's still doing it.
Already there.
Wow.
My dumb ass like, hey man, what you doing here? I should just close the door and shut up. And he was like, I was like, what you doing here? He's like, you asking me the wrong question. I was like, what you mean? He's like, you need to ask the question why I beat you here.
Uh-huh.
And I started thinking about it.
Damn.
Damn. Like, I thought, so I talked to Tim Grover afterwards. He's like, oh yeah, M got here at 8:30. We did our weights and everything, then got on the court at 9. And then now we're finishing up. And I'm thinking to myself, like, this dude has all the championships, all the accolades.
Yep.
And he is still working this hard. Like, that was just my Michael Jordan moment. Like, man, you asking the wrong, why did I beat you here, young fella? And then from that moment on, you ain't never had no problem with me getting to practice late. Because I was always trying to get there. And, hey, man, listen, practice at 11, let me get there at 9:30. Let me get there at 9:30.
And that's the power of leading by example right there. Right there. Words are cheap. Action speaks way louder than words. And he just taught Brendan Haywood a lifelong lesson after that. Like, that's it. You want to be successful? Put in the extra work. And it also goes to show that Jordan was never satisfied. Like he said, he has all the championships, all the accolades, but he's still working harder than everybody, as though he's somebody up and coming, and he's the one with something to prove. That's greatness. That's what makes greatness. Because if you win a couple of championships, like I remember Shaq after he won his first championship in LA, he got lazy, and that was a whole different thing. He felt like he didn't have anything to prove anymore. Once you feel that way, you slack off. Jordan, I bet still to this day he feels like he could have done more.
Let me get there early.
So I'm not going to ask you about your opinion on the GOAT debate, but I will say that you're, like I mentioned earlier in the show, you were one of 4 players to play with both MJ and LeBron. So how would you compare playing with MJ versus playing with LeBron?
Okay, so that's where it is. So it's one of 4. I know of Haywood and Ty Lue. If you guys can think of them, throw them in the comments. Who are those other 2 guys who played for both Jordan and LeBron?
They're 2 totally different players that go about their business totally different ways, but they got the same common goal. They want to win. LeBron is going to be a little bit more passive-aggressive and
passive-aggressive. I see that all the time. He'll say snarky comments to the press, and it's like the kind of stuff that if you were like this dude's friend or a coworker, you'd be like, why the hell did he say that? He's doing it with JJ right now, the coach. Whatever JJ says is right. Whatever JJ says is right. Yep. Whatever JJ says. That's passive-aggressive stuff instead of actually speaking out and saying what he really thinks.
If things are going to work itself out, MJ going to be in your face. Hey, man.
Yep.
You going to run the play or what? If not, we're going to sit your ass down. Bron's going to kind of try to be politically correct with you a little bit more. MJ is just more direct, decisive, right at you.
Yep.
Like, if you're not doing your job, like, hey, listen, he going to let you know. It's not going to be no talk behind the scenes. It's not going to be no call with the GM. He going to tell you in front of everybody, you're not doing your – you better look, when I played with MJ, he was also, like, low-key like the GM. It was a very weird dynamic to see people go out with MJ, and then I'm like, hey, man, y'all know y'all, like, hanging out with y'all boss. I won't say the player's name. So there was one player, he was like, he went out with Mike, played terrible the next day. Mike's playing great. I said, man, you'd play better if you would have been out there partying all night long. He was like, I was kicking it with you. I'm like, hey, I can do that. Like, dog, like, so it was a totally different dynamic because he was MJ, and he was still part owner of the team and in the front office. He was our boss. It'd be like us going to play ball with Ernie Grunfeld. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it was a different dynamic, but he just worked. He worked both MJ and LeBron, work ethic, top tier. Top tier. Their work ethic is top tier. Mentally, they're strong. And it just comes down to, like, one is more aggressive, one is a little bit, like, Bron's going to try to massage the situation a little bit more, but they both going to get to it. I hate the fact that everybody says, like, Bron doesn't have the killer gene and everything like that. Like,
I mean, he's kind of describing it, though.
Playing with him in Cleveland showed me that all that nonsense that, like, Skip Bayless be talking, he don't have the killer gene. Like, maybe you don't shut your old ass up. Like, dog, because do you remember the shot that LeBron hit against Jimmy Butler in Chicago, the 3 in the corner?
Yeah, to win the game.
To win the game. So Bron had actually been playing terrible down the stretch of that. Like, he had missed some shots, free throws, turnovers, like, terrible. And we get to the huddle, and David Blatt, I don't know why Blatt did this, but he draws the play up. He's like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. And he draws the play up. Yeah, JR, you get right here and get the shot. Bron was like, absolutely not. Sorry, JR. He made Bron, I've never seen this. He said, absolutely not. Grabs the clipboard, erases the play, and just said, all right, this is what we're going to run. You go here, you go here. Hey, I'm a fake. He tells, I think it was Dellavedova taking it out. I forgot. And he was like, yo, I'm going to fake this way. I'm going to pop to the corner and get me the ball right there. I'm going to hit a shot. I've never seen somebody draw up their own game winner.
Bird used to do that too. I would actually respect LeBron a lot more if he did that more often, because I would be with Coach on that one. LeBron is not a good closer. We all know this. This is not like even his own fans admit this. He's not a good closer, and if he's already having a terrible game, well, I'm not going to draw up a play for him. I'll use him as a decoy, maybe have him make a pass, something, inbound the ball to him, but have him make a read. Yeah, I'll use him that way, but I wouldn't give him the shot. So if LeBron had more of these killer moments where he's like, F that, give me the ball, more reminiscent of like a Kobe or a Jordan or a Bird, I would respect him a lot more.
Like, so when everybody, Bron ain't this mentally MJ. Like, hey, listen, Bron's not scared of that moment. Will y'all stop with that narrative, bro? Like, bro, man, like he stole J.R. Smith moment, man. J.R. was like, yeah, but the gates. No, absolutely not. Give me that damn clipboard. Why did I think of that?
Yeah, a play for JR at the end of the game would be a good play. It would.
Oh,
just do my own play. You could have drew
your own plays.
I said, why did I think of that? Y'all go my ass.
But you only had one play. 1 4 5. That was Gil only play.
He did. ISO Gil. Oh man, it's true. Yeah, but sometimes if you have a good enough play, I have my issues with Gilbert Arenas as a commentator or whatever, as an internet personality. But I mean, I'll be fair. He was good down in the clutch. He was. He got the Hibachi name for a reason. So, if I was coaching Gil in Gil's prime, and we're down by 2, last possession, I would straight up do it. Gil, go ISO. Go ISO, give us a 3, let's go home. And just hope for the best. Because that was his strength. Anyways, I thought this was a cool sit-down talk. I really I could see the hesitation on Haywood's voice when he was saying the things about LeBron's passive aggressiveness versus Jordan's decisiveness. And maybe it's just it's part of how I was raised and how I've been in my places of work and how I've seen things work or not work. And in places where I have somebody high authority who's passive aggressive, who to your face they'll smile, but then you start hearing all the murmurs behind your back. Boss said this or boss said this, and you start wondering like, what the hell? Why not just say it to my face? That kind of stuff creates a lot of tension in a locker room or in a workplace. And I'm not a fan of that management style. Now, Jordan, on the other hand, I like that kind of management style. If there's a problem, let's address it right now. You know what I mean? Let's not whisper to behind each other's back. Let's talk to each other, address it. All right, MJ, you don't like the way I'm setting screens on the perimeter for you? All right, show me how it's done. Okay, like this, got you. No issues. We don't have to worry about it. You don't have to try and trade me behind the scenes. Let's correct the problem. You got a fire? Put it out. So I wouldn't. I mean, D'Lo just got traded. Why? I mean, same thing that happened to Westbrook and stuff. Like, it's all like a passive aggressive stuff. Nothing is being talked about. Nothing's being fixed. What was the real problem there? LeBron. Okay. Russ and D'Lo both now are not Lakers for the exact same reason. Russ is a point guard. Well, guess who's the actual point guard for the Lakers? Who plays I don't care about the position. Who's actually playing that role for the team? It's LeBron James. So what happened to Westbrook? He became an off-the-ball spot-up shooter. That's not his game. That's not where he excels at all. Okay, so the media and everybody just ripped him apart. Nobody stood up for Russell. Nobody offered a solution to Russell. Guess what? He's gone. Now the same thing happened with D'Lo. What position does D'Lo play? Point guard. Who was playing point guard the entire time that D'Lo was there? LeBron James. Who's ousted? D'Lo. So it's this passive aggressive scapegoat mentality that I find very poisonous, to be honest, because nobody really understands what the hell's going on. but there's a whole bunch of trash being talked behind everyone's back. And these problems that exist that are being talked about, in the grapevine are not being addressed. Therefore, they're not being resolved. And once you get to a point on a team or a business or whatever it is, and you have these problems from 6 months ago still lingering around, while you now have another 100 problems that have stacked on top of these, well, guess what? Your team is sunk at that point, or your company is sunk. To get to be successful, you have to, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate to me on this, to be successful in your own life or in the business world or in a sport, you need to be able to identify a problem and address it, tackle it, and eliminate the problem fast. Because it's only going to be another 24 hours before the next 5 problems present themselves. So if you can't attack them one by one as they appear, then the domino effect is going to be massive. And, that's why I think every couple of years, every 4 or 5 years or whatever, LeBron jumps ship and he goes to another team, because these problems add up and the ship starts sinking. So he hops off the ship to another ship before it happens, leaving everybody behind him to sink. Anyways, that was a long outro. Apologies, you guys. Brendan Haywood he triggered some stuff in me that, I've always seen, but I haven't really heard anybody who dealt with both of these guys just straight up say it like that. And I know he was being politically correct towards the end. He has to. He probably is still in contact with LeBron, and he wants to make sure, I don't want to ruin this. So, he started out very honest, and then at the end he was kind of, just kind of massaging LeBron's ego a little bit at the end, and I get it. But that was cool. That was a cool sit down. Everybody, hope you liked it. Leave the video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this, and let me know what your thoughts are. You've obviously heard my thoughts at this point, and I had quite a few of them. So let me know what you guys thought of it. Let me know what you guys thought about what I said. Can you relate to this? Have you been a part of a system that has collapsed over time? Because one hole becomes 5 holes, becomes 10 holes, and the next thing you know, there's a ton of water in your ship and you're sinking fast. Let me know if you can relate to that. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching, everybody. Peace out.